Ladies and gentlemen, Will here with Garage Gym Guru in the Living 10 Strength Garage. Thanks again for joining me. And if you're new to the channel, this channel is for garage gym equipment reviews, tips, and tours. So today, or this week, we're reviewing the Cadillac bar by Kabuki Strength. Not only that, we're gonna do a comparison with this and the cambered bar by Elite FTS. So without further ado, let's get into it. First and foremost, what I want to do is I want to show you kind of the difference between these two bars as far as their shape goes. Now, I'll tell you, it was a bitch to get these two bars to stay straight up like this, because if you have a cambered bar or anything like this, you will know that the first thing it wants to do is tip over. So you have to be very careful with these bars first and foremost with it. If you're bench press or doing a shoulder press or whatever that is that you're doing, just be careful that this thing doesn't flip around on you. Now, I will say, when you do have weight on either one of them on both sides, the weight of it actually will hold down and it will stay straight up for you. But with no weight on it, it's a bitch to get these to stay this way. Anyway, so as you can see with the bars, here's the difference, the biggest difference with these bars, and I try to tell people, and I do this video because I've had some questions on it. If you look at the cambering on each one of these bars, the Elite FTS bar is technically a straight multi-grip bar, but just with a camber or a hump in the middle. Now, as I will show you in some video, this will allow this part for your chest so that you can bring your arms down and get a better range of motion. The difference between this bar and the Cadillac bar is the camber is the entire bar. So it's not a straight bar whatsoever. It is completely curved. And when you use it, you can feel the difference between the two. Now, I'm not gonna say one feels better than the other. I will give you my opinion on which bar is better at the end of this video and tell you why. But you can feel the difference only because of the fact that the handles are higher on the Cadillac bar than on the Elite FTS bar, because the Elite FTS bar is technically a straight bar just with a hump in the middle. Now, I'll show you some other pictures coming up also that the difference here too is the Elite FTS bar gives you handles in the middle, which is nice for close grip bench press, which is good for your tricep or for your chest. Whereas the Kabuki Strength bar does not. So just wanted to give you a comparison look at it so you can see exactly how the two bars are shaped completely different. Just to give you a better close-up look, I want to make sure I guys explain some more details as far as the difference in these bars. So if you guys can see the difference, they're both black bars. Okay, now the texture on the Elite FTS is got a little bit of texture to it on the paint, but not much. And the paint texture is completely the same on the entire bar. It's completely the same. There's no knurling on it at all, but there is somewhat of a texture that gives you a tiny bit of grip on these bars. You don't find many multi-grip bars that have a knurling on them, but some of them do, okay? With the Kabuki Strength bar, this is something I've never seen on any other bar. This paint, if you want to call it that, and it's on, obviously not the sleeves, but the entire middle part of the bar, is almost like a sandpaper. It is extremely rough and definitely gives you a nice grip on the bar completely. On the entire part of the bar here. Even the middle part that you're not going to be really touching. But the whole bar has this really rough texture to it and gives you really a nice, really like a knurling, almost like a rough knurling. But it feels like rough sandpaper to me. So just a better look so you guys can see as far as the shape of the bars. As you guys can see there, just a little closer, the difference in the camber. As you can see, the Kabuki is completely curved, whereas the Elite FTS is a straight bar with just a hump in the middle. Both bars, just because I know in the other video it probably didn't look like it, are the same length all the way around. When you look at it this way, obviously the Kabuki strength bar looks like it's shorter, but it's just the angle. Now for me, I have the Elite FTS where it has the straight handles, strictly neutral. They do sell one that is more shaped like the Kabuki strength bar, where each handle has got a little bit of an angle to it, which is kind of nice. And I can tell you, this angle is more of an angle than this middle piece right here. That's how, when I use it, that's how it feels, and that's the way it looks to me. Whereas the Elite FTS bar gives you straight handles, and this handle right here is actually thicker than these two. This feels like the thinnest right here, then it gets a little thicker as it goes on, and then this feels like it's the thickest. So that's just a close-up comparison of both bars. In the conclusion, I will tell you which one I would pick. To these two bars. Let me get out of the way so you can see them, because you're not here for me, you're here for the bars. Which one would I choose? Why do I have both? Okay, so originally I had purchased a Kabuki strength bar. And when I purchased it, it was well over $500, and I said, oh, that's a little much. And I looked at Elite FTS and I said, I could get two bars for the price of that one bar. So I ended up purchasing this Elite FTS bar plus a Swiss bar for under the amount I was gonna pay for the Cadillac bar. Thought that was a great deal, and it is a good deal. So that's where I went. Now, as time went on, like a year, started seeing the Cadillac bar more and more and hearing really, really good things about just the way that it's shaped and how it feels on the shoulders and how it feels when it's being using for bench or shoulder press. And I decided to go ahead and get it. Now, what I did was, if you watched my previous video on that bar and also the Trap HD bar by Kabuki, I did their blemished. And I got it in a week and a half, and I paid under $500 for it. And as you guys can see, it's a beautiful bar. So I figured that was a pretty good deal, and I wanted to be able to compare them. Now, which one would I keep? Which one do I think is better? If I had to keep only one, it would be the Cadillac bar, 100%. I like the build quality better. I like the feel of it better. Will I keep both? Absolutely. I will most likely just keep both because of the fact that they both give me a different feel when I'm bench pressing, and that's because of the shape of each bar is different. Plus, I like that the Elite FTS gives me the handles in the middle for a more close grip bench. And I know you can do that with dumbbells, but if you have a bar for it, it changes the feeling of it. So, in the conclusion of this, which one's better for you? One, it's gonna depend on price, and two, depending on what you're looking for. Okay, they're both fantastic bars, and I don't see any problems really with either one. I will say this though, even though the Kabuki strength bar is a blemish bar from them, it still came in better shape, I feel, than the Elite FTS bar. I believe the Elite FTS bar did come with markings, it came with a couple spurs, but nothing bad, nothing horrible. It still came in great shape. But compared to what is considered a blemish bar by Kabuki, they would consider the Elite FTS bar a blemish bar as well. So, overall, it's really depending on what you're looking for. Do you want a straight bar that's neutral, a neutral straight bar with multiple grips that has a camber in the middle, or are you looking for a bar that's overall camber in the middle? What's your price point? What can you afford? Ultimately, that's when to make your decision. Either bar you're gonna be happy with. But this review is mostly on the Cadillac bar, and I will say, it's a fantastic bar, and I'm very happy that I got it. Anyway, guys, any questions, let me know. Please leave the comments, and otherwise, as always, like, share, and live like a 10.